Happy Jackie Robinson Day.
42. Day
42.
maybe one day we'll all wear 42.
Maybe, hopefully, if we're lucky enough, we'll have our Jackie Robinson year if we make it that far.
What does that mean?
I'm about 8 years away. 42
40,
years old.
Our 42nd year.
42.
I'm not
Yes,
that
sir.
far away. I'm only 4 years away. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm old, man. I'm old.
You're not that old. I'm 40. I'm 8 years. 8 years away.
That's not bad.
7 and some change, I should say. 7.5. 7.5. But that's awesome. It's going to be fun to watch games today. And dude, I just saw that there's already a game that finished.
Yeah, it's already over.
I can't believe that. I'm so surprised.
The Guardians and the Red Sox. It was I was watching some of it. It was very boring. It was like 0-0 when I stopped watching it, and that was in the 5th or 6th or something.
I saw I'm looking at the box score right now, and it does look like it's boring. And then it's just 2-2-2. Guardians putting up 2 runs in the 7th, 8th, and 9th inning. They're playing some pretty good ball, man.
Yeah,
both of those teams aren't bad.
Their little walk-off yesterday against the Yankees.
Yes, I did. Yes, Glaber bobbled a ball that he could have thrown out. Naylor at home, and then Jimenez with a little walk-off. Walk-off sacrifice fly.
Yeah, after giving up 2 in the top of the 10th, came back and won it. Scored 3.
That's pretty dope.
Which I was happy really about because I need the Yankees to slow down a little bit. Like,
they're playing good, man. They're playing really good.
They're just winning every game.
Crazy. They can't stop winning. I mean, that was almost another dub for them. But who knows if it'll last
tonight, because they're playing the Blue Jays. They're in Toronto for 3 games starting tonight, so we'll see how that goes.
Starting?
Bassett tonight. So Bassett, we'll have Bassett, Kikuchi, Gossman, but Gossman's been really bad so far.
You think something's wrong with him?
I don't know. Like he was kind of dealing with some stuff in spring. He only pitched 3 innings in spring training, and it was like the 3rd last game or something. Whatever would have lined him up to pitch kind of 4th or 5th. So he pitched 3 innings. He struck out like 7, so it was like a decent outing. He looked okay in his first outing, and then he looked really bad in New York when it was cold out. And then he did not look great.
That was a rough start.
I don't know if he was tipping or what, but the Rockies just, like, of all teams, the Rockies came out and put up 20 hits on us in a game that Kevin Gossman started. So
that is rough, man. I would just hate for him to go down with an injury, because we've already seen so many in this young season, so many elbows, so many pitchers. It's just like, at what point is it going to be like an offensive explosion for all teams just because everyone's missing 2 of their starters? Like,
it's
crazy,
like,
man. It sucks.
It seems like it almost feels like every 2 or 3 days it's another name on the IL, and it's always a pitcher.
Yep.
Like, we haven't really seen too many injuries for position players and hitters and stuff, but pitchers are just dropping. Like, if you look at the pitchers that are out for the Astros, it's like, no wonder the Astros aren't doing too well when they have basically their top 5 starters all injured right now.
It's crazy, man. I was looking at team ERAs earlier, and Houston's second to last, or second to worst, with a 5.32 ERA. And well, I mean, we all knew this was coming. Colorado is the worst with a 6.29 ERA. It's pretty wild. There's some, like, the bottom 10 got some teams that I just did not expect it. Did not expect to have the worst ERA or bottom 10. The Rays are 27th. The Blue Jays are 23rd. And the Braves and Blue Jays neck and neck. 4.91 for Toronto, 4.90 ERA for the Braves. It's still early, though. Very early.
A stat on the Jays game, I think yesterday or the day before, that talked about, like, in the Jays wins, our ERA is like 1.3, and in our losses it's like 7. Like we're just like getting blown out. We either
That's rough.
win
Oh,
or we get blown out. That's why that's why we're 8-8 or 9 and whatever our record is. I think 8-8 right now. Yeah.
makes sense. I mean, loss is a loss. Doesn't matter if you lose by 10 or 1. Still goes in the L column.
Yeah, it
But
feels so weird to me that we only have one less win than the Orioles, Red Sox, and Rays all have 9 wins, and we have 8. But it feels like we've played so much worse than all those teams.
yeah, I keep seeing your Twitter feed.
Well,
Like, oh boy, oh boy.
when you get absolutely spanked by the Rockies, it's hard to be happy. I mean, we're 4-2 at home so far in the last 6. So like that's not bad. But
Yeah,
if we would have been able to just go 5-5 in that 10-game road trip to start the year, it would have been good. But like, man, our schedule is just looking tough. Like our first month we did, what was it? Tampa, Houston, New York, came home to Seattle, and then Colorado, whatever. Now we got New York again, and then it's like we have who else do we have this month? San Diego. We have like 7 games with the Royals, who are just amazing.
they're killing it, man. They are looking really, really good.
And we play the Dodgers this month. Like it's brutal month to start the year. So if we can escape hovering around 500, maybe we'll have a chance once we start to play some lesser teams or once our bats start figuring it out. But
dude, Royals been looking good. You know who's like super surprising over the last week or so has been the A's. I mean, I know they haven't played like the best teams, but still, they've won like 6 out of 8, 5 out of 7 or something like that. They've been playing some good ball. Well, better ball, I should say. And Royals been playing amazing. And going back to the Guardians Red Sox today, I mean, Guardians are 11-5. That's wild. And for the Red Sox, Tyler O'Neill has been crushing it, dude. Have you seen his stat line?
I know he has 7 bombs and I think 8 RBIs.
Oh my God, I didn't know that part about it. Yep, it's 7 bombs and 8 RBI.
I think he was at 6 home runs, 6 RBIs. He's having a Mike Trout year. Just hitting tons of home runs, but nobody's getting on base. But they're still winning a lot of ball games. Like I actually
they're
think
still 9-8.
They should have won 2 of those games against Baltimore that they played, but their defense is so bad. Like I don't know if you've watched the Red Sox play at all this year.
I haven't.
It's horrible, man. Like that the last game they played against it was like MLB The Show. The last game they played against Baltimore, it was like an error at third to get a guy on, and then they should have turned an inning-ending double play, but their shortstop just didn't touch second base on the transfer.
That's crazy.
He was there in plenty of time. He just didn't touch the base. So, and then of course, inning should have been over. Santander comes up, 2-run bomb. They take the lead, and then they lose by 1. When they could have just shut them down for like another 8 outs or something, they would have had it. And same thing happened the game before. It was like really close. They blew it at one point, and then Orioles scored like 6 in the 10th inning, and then it was whatever. But
that's rough.
Yeah,
it's rough to lose games like that, man. It's really rough.
The young phenom. Well, 9 strikeouts in 4 games. Jackson Holiday.
Ooh, that's rough, but it sucks. But he did get his first hit, and there's going to be growing pains. I can't imagine 20 years old being in that position. Oh man, it sucks to see. I mean, it sucks because there's always a stigma with the number 1 prospect. They think they're always going to come up and just immediately just go off like Acuna, Juan Soto. Those guys just found immediate success. And I mean, it's only been he went 0 for his first 11 or something like that.
I think he started it was 13 or 14 with 9 Ks.
The strikeouts is probably what's looking the worst. If he was hitting the ball a little bit more,
he had
I don't think he would have caught so much flack.
one RBI, and like he reached on an error and maybe walked once or something. But then slapped that single through the other day, and I mean, thankfully, like Colton Cowser is just hitting everything in sight, and
Dude's mashing.
like because a lot of the guys on that team aren't hitting well yet. Gunner's been decent, and then Colton Cowser's been kind of amazing, but like you haven't really heard much from Adley yet. I mean, Santander is always good for a home run every couple games.
Yeah.
And I mean, their pitching still is like, besides Corbin Burns, it's been okay.
Yeah, Grayson has been decent too, I want to say. I don't know off the top of my head. But man, they just still have those guys that are just coming up day after day. Or
their
year after
AAA
year,
team is scoring like 25 runs a game. They had that one game they scored like 25 runs or something. Heston Kjerstad had 10 RBIs. You don't often see a player get supercharged in MLB The Show from a AAA game.
No, you don't, man. No, you don't.
Yeah, Grayson's got a 2.5 ERA.
He's looking like he's really good. He might end up having a better year than Corbin Burns, especially with like how he finished last year is basically how he started this year. He was amazing to end the year last year. And I mean, they still got Kobe Mayo down there. They still haven't called up Heston Kjerstad, have they? Unless I missed something. I didn't think so.
I don't even know where these kids their team's not the deepest team ever, but it's also like a pretty full team. Like it's hard to.
Yeah, where are they going to play?
It's also hard to tell a lot of these guys apart. They all have very similar looks, similar haircuts. Really like they were the announcers were talking about. That's why Gunner has his little mustaches so that he's easier to tell apart from Jackson Holiday. I thought
that's hilarious. That is absolutely hilarious. Oh man.
Who else has kind of shocked you so far? Who else is playing well?
Dude, let's see here.
How about the AL West though? Like the top team is the Rangers and they're 8-8 right now. Like, is this going to be the most up for grabs? Dude, is the West the new Central?
I think it might be, man. It's just like all the Central. It's funny you mentioned that because I was thinking kind of the same thing about the Central. It's like everyone in the Central, almost the NL Central at least, has like a winning record. And just I was looking at Pittsburgh. They were 11-5, and then I saw below the record second. Like, yeah, there's a team ahead of them. It's the Milwaukee Brewers, and it sucks that they just lost Christian Yelich too because he was having a hell of a start to his season.
Did they? No, I didn't see that.
Yeah, he just went down to the IL. I don't know what it was for. I think it's back related.
Yeah, he was.
It's super unfortunate, incredibly unfortunate. Because he was looking like he was the Yelich of old, just MVP Yelly, MV Yelly, whatever people say. I don't know. MVY, I love that actually. We should keep that. It's just been, it's rough. But dude, William Contreras, I mean, I knew, being a Braves fan, what this guy was capable of. And he is going nuts to begin the year. He's caught fire the last week or so. He hit a bomb off Corbin Burns yesterday. And I feel like I'm ranting about I feel like I'm all over the place right now, but it's just the Central is just nuts right now. And Ellie De La Cruz is having a solid start to his year. He's still in base. He's hitting some bombs. That's really good to see.
Looking pretty good.
Looking pretty good to see.
A lot of guys are looking pretty good. I mean, I'm like, it's early. Obviously it's early. It's early for every team except for the Jays. I'll give myself a little bit of a pat on the back because I feel like a lot of people are surprised at how poorly Seattle has been doing. Like they look bad. Like, and their offense, man, they're so bad. And I'm not surprised because I felt like their offense got worse. I know they're trying to cut down on strikeouts, but now they're also like leading the league in strikeouts, I think, or they're one of the worst teams. Julio's off to an absolutely horrid start. He got picked
It's
off
so
to end the
bad.
game
It's
yesterday.
so bad. I hate that, dude. I remember my bold prediction video. People were coming at me because my spoiler alert. I said for the Mariners they would finish under 500. And listen, I don't want that to happen. I really like the Mariners, but it's just like the moves they made did not make sense to me as
No,
far as getting better offensively. It's just they did not make sense to
no,
me.
they
Like,
got.
why did y'all trade for Luis Urias, who had a horrible year, unless you knew that he was different?
I would
You
say
know,
like
it just I don't know.
at best their offense stayed the same, which wasn't like amazing.
Absolutely.
Their pitching carried them to where like I mean they didn't even make the playoffs last year, but and their pitching hasn't been amazing yet.
Nope.
Like George
George Kirby
Kirby
got
gave up
lit
like
up.
he got lit up by Cleveland and get it like in 8 runs and like 3 innings. I mean, who did we beat? We beat Kirby and Luis Castillo.
Luis Castillo did well yesterday, but so far before that start, has not been looking good. He's been hit or miss, and dude, not just J Rod is struggling. It looks like that whole lineup is struggling. Their team OPS is below 600. That is awful. That is just above Miami and the White Sox.
The White Sox, who
That's
are
bad.
just where everybody assumed they were. That's the least surprising thing about baseball right now. The 2 and
Oh yeah,
13 White Sox minus 51
that's
run
brutal.
differential. Holy.
They might beat how bad the Athletics were last year. It's possible. They don't have Eloy. He's on the 60-day IL. Same thing with Moncada, but I mean, Moncada is not much of a difference maker anymore. Luis Robert Jr. is on the 10-day IL. I don't know like how much of an ongoing issue his injury is. And I mean, Garrett Crochet is the one good thing right now with that team, and he looks amazing. But it's like, are they going to trade him? Because maybe you do. Like
Maybe you do.
his value is
You
probably
know what? At this point, a
not
team like that,
higher.
you might as well, right? Like yeah, when you look at like their lineups, some games, like I'll always have a soft spot for Kevin Pillar, but when he's batting cleanup in 2024 for your team, you're not in a good spot.
It's rough. It's real bad. I love Kevin Pillar too. He's a Braves guy last year, or was it 2 years ago? I don't even
I
remember.
think
But
last year.
I think it was too. But everyone loved him. I did too. Great dude. And man, it's just rough. I was happy for Soroka to get traded somewhere where I knew he would get playing time, but he has just not looked good. Not looked good whatsoever. But it's not like he's in any danger of being sent down or traded or anything like that because I mean, I mean, there's no one in AAA that can really do better right now.
Yeah, I don't know much
And
about who would be coming up next for the White Sox. It just, yeah.
me neither. I mean, it just like all their trades just failed pretty much. Moncada didn't pan out. Michael Kopech was him and Kopech was the big pieces they got from Boston in the Chris Sale trade. And Kopech just, I mean, he's a reliever now. So no matter what he does as a reliever, you can kind of chalk that up to an L for a trade, in my opinion.
Yeah. It's kind of crazy that like they won 93 games only like 3 years ago. Like
Man, it seems so far
the
away.
fall from grace after that, like, and with like not really like, and it was just the guys on their team. And it's scary. It's the scariest thing about it is like, I feel like the Blue Jays sometimes it just make me feel like they're headed in that same direction. Just like all the talent in the world, but for some reason just can't put it together. And like, what are we going to look like at the end of this season or even like next season? So, but again,
It's scary.
we're what, 16 games in. So
Yeah, 16 games in.
I got to pump
Still,
the brakes, but
yeah, yeah, maybe
It's hard.
save some of those tweets in your drafts. Actually, I don't even want to open your drafts because I bet there's even more in there.
There's no drafts, man. Things just get sent. Like I don't think twice. I don't think twice when I send the tweets out.
I think you tweeting out Blue Jays is like me tweeting out negative things about MLB The Show, saying like I'm going to uninstall, and that didn't last for more than 2 days.
How can I uninstall the Blue Jays season?
Oh man, that seems rough. What else happened? I was on the path to saying something else.
Actually, you know what?
That
My last
happened
two
yesterday.
tweets about it were pretty positive. One was about back-to-back series wins. Let's do it again starting tomorrow, which would be today. And then talking about how good Jose Barrios has been to start the year.
I was going to bring that up. He's been really, really good.
He's
really good.
so
Early
good.
Cy Young watch, man. Cy Young watch.
And I've been saying it. I said, like, if anybody's getting Cy Young votes on the Jays, it's going to be Barrios this year. He's been locked in. 4 starts, 1.05 ERA, and like just watching him, like the dude just looks like he doesn't strike out a ton of guys. He's more of a soft contact kind of pitcher, but he's like he's been getting Ks when he needs to. Like yesterday, the game started off with they had guys at second and third with 1 out, and then he just came back and just said, nope, I'm not going to allow anything to happen. He hasn't allowed a run in like 15 and a third innings or something right now. So I'll take it.
Hell of a streak right there. Dude, you know who else shoved yesterday? Or not yesterday, I think it was Saturday. First game of the Twins-Tigers doubleheader. Joe Ryan struck out 12. 12 in 6 innings. I didn't know he had that. Actually, forgive me, sir. I was unfamiliar with your game. That's what I was going with. He's rocking. I mean, it's no sub 2 ERA, but 2.60 ERA, pretty solid.
Sub 3 is good. Sub 3 is really good.
Sub 3. If you finish the year sub 3 with like a full workload, you're getting Cy Young votes. That's just how it is. Well, especially with
Aaron Sanchez in 2016 led the American League with a 3.00 ERA. Led the American League.
That's wild.
For qualified starters. So that's how it could go. I mean, that was, with what do you want to call the juice ball era, maybe, but
I think that was before the juice ball era.
Wow.
Juice ball era was what, 2019?
2019. They're definitely
man, what happened to him? What happened to Aaron Sanchez?
He's floated around the minors a bunch. He just never quite. He had a couple good years for us, and then
that sucks.
Everything kind of came together for that staff because, like, if you look at their, besides maybe Marcus Stroman, like he's been pretty solid career-wise, but like J-Hap, Marco Estrada, like they were good for like 2015-16 for the Jays, and then kind of outside of that 2-year stretch, like they didn't really do too much for anybody else they played for or anything. But
who else this year's? Oh, actually, before I ask that question, another lefty faced off against Garrett Crochet yesterday, making his return to baseball. Nick Lodolo.
Ooh, Lodolo.
Flirted with a no-hitter through 5, I think. Forgive me if I'm wrong. Struck out 10. I know it's against the White Sox, but hey, it's pretty solid.
I couldn't strike out 10 solid. White Sox. Yeah, 5 2/3, 1 hit, 10 Ks, 1 walk. Not bad.
Take that all day. Reds could be a sneaky team if they get some pitching, man. They got contributors up and down that lineup. I mean, Spencer Steer has gone off. Ellie De La Cruz has been really good. Will Benson has been solid. Man, if Noelvi Marte comes back from his suspension, from his juice world, then I mean, watch out, man.
Yeah, because you gotta get like
that's a solid team.
They traded for Santiago Espinal from the Jays, and he's awful. So like, you don't want him playing.
They got Jamer Candelario.
I'll tell you this:
that's a team right there.
I buy the Reds more than I buy the Pirates.
Maybe. I mean, I think they're kind of even right there for me. I think the Pirates are. I think they're all right. I think they're not division winners just yet. Okay, Where do you put the Brewers right now?
Well, I don't
Speaking
know.
of
It's
Central,
like
like
it's
do you
hard.
buy them?
I don't know. I think I do. Like if they're just they're just scoring runs. I mean, so's Pittsburgh. They're 91 runs scored, 87 runs scored, but um I mean losing
The
Yelich, hopefully that's not like for too long the way he's been contributing, but I don't know. I think like
facts.
some of their I think like Churio and Freelick. Is Garrett Mitchell playing?
I
Or
think
is he
he's
still
still
out?
hurt. I think he's
Um
still hurt.
I think I don't know. I think I believe in them more than the Reds or the Pirates. We'll see. I mean,
I
I picked the Cardinals to win the division, and they're just
Oh man, that's brutal.
they looked
I
awful.
forgot who I picked.
I think it was also the
They
Cardinals. I
are
think we both did.
Nolan Arenado and Goldschmidt. I mean, dude, they're not looking great, especially Goldschmidt. I mean, Arenado's OPS is creeping back up to 700, but I mean, a guy like Arenado, he's not that old. He's 33. You want his OPS to be at least 800 with the type of player he's been. And I'm looking at injured list on Fangraphs. Garrett Mitchell fractured his hand in March. So that is very,
Oh,
very
he like re-injured himself right
recent.
before the
Yeah.
season. Well then, I
I
didn't
don't
realize
think
that.
I didn't either. I don't think Yelly has been put on the IL yet, actually. At least I don't see the move on Fangraphs, and they're pretty up to date with things usually. But looking at the team batting, the Brewers are second in baseball in team OPS with an 838 OPS, which is just tremendous.
Yeah,
Absolutely tremendous.
as a
Reese
team.
Hoskins hitting. Yeah, it's crazy. I mean, Bryce Terang, 903 OPS. Willie Adames is hitting the ball. Joey Ortiz from the
When the
Orioles is
Orioles
actually
trade,
hitting the
yeah.
ball. Gary Sanchez isn't doing anything. Jackson Churio, he's struggling a little bit, but he's a rookie. He's got a ton of talent. He can turn things around. I will say that I believe in the Brewers hitting. I don't know if I believe in their pitching outside of Freddie Peralta. I believe in the Pittsburgh Pirates pitching more than I believe in the Brewers pitching, but I believe in the Brewers hitting a lot more than I believe in the Pirates hitting.
All right. I hope everybody
End
listening
scene.
caught that.
Yeah.
Could keep track of that.
Yeah. Try to keep up. Try to keep up.
Yeah, I mean, Central, that NL Central is going to be pretty up for grabs. I mean, I feel like the Cubs could even just go on a run at some point, and like they got a lot of good pieces. And Michael Bush is playing like crazy lately.
It's crazy that the Dodgers just traded him away and they wanted Gavin Lux to be their guy. And Gavin Lux is playing horribly.
Yeah, that's the Dodgers way, though. I mean, they'll trade guys before they really bring them up, and like
True.
if you look around, there's a lot of guys that were in the Dodgers system that are like O'Neal Cruz and Jordan Alvarez.
I didn't know about O'Neal Cruz, knew about Jordan Alvarez, but
Mhm.
had no idea about
They were
O'Neal.
both international signings who first signed with the Dodgers and then got shipped out before they ever played, really. I think Michael
That could
Bush
have
was a
really
little bit
solved
more
it.
of he had more time in the minors or was more close to the majors at least, but
Yeah, he kind of was like a triple A star, on the verge of being like a 4A player, basically. Because he was terrible in the majors last year, but limited time. But how much would that help the Dodgers right now in their situation? Mookie Betts could have. I mean, their situation is winning games, But the shortstop was always their question. And imagine if they had O'Neal Cruz and they could have a DH, or, well, I guess you can't have a DH right now. But Yordan Alvarez, another bat in that lineup, that would be just insane.
Yeah. It would be crazy. Like, it would be ridiculous. I mean, they're already ridiculous.
Yeah,
They're they kind of been okay. They're 5-5, I think, in their last 10.
Yeah,
they're not
Bobby Miller on the IL.
Yeah,
that sucks.
Yeah, but they'll keep churning out pitchers because they just do it.
They do.
Some guy we never heard of, but will also come in and start like 12 games and win 9 of them with like a sub 2.5 ERA.
Yeah, I mean, Gavin Stone. I don't know if you were watching that game at all against the Padres. He almost. I mean, he was perfect through 5. Perfect through 5. But then it kind of unraveled a little bit quickly there in the last inning or 2 innings, giving up a couple base knocks, Padres tying the game, or not tying the game up, getting a couple runs back. But they also, I just saw an article, Emmett Sheehan was on his way back from injury, but they had to shut him down again because his arm wasn't responding. So I don't think we can think of him as part of the answer moving forward for the foreseeable future. But Yamamoto's looked really good the last several starts he's made.
Yeah, outside of his first one, he's been either like really, really good or like good.
Yep.
Like,
yep.
Couple. But again, what are we at? Like 4 starts in?
4 starts in. A lot to go. Probably around like 250 to 300 starts to go. And then we'll really be able to see if this was a win or not. Yeah.
$300 million.
Yeah. That lineup is very top heavy right now, though. Very top heavy. And Shohei's been crushing the ball. I mean, he had what, an extra base streak going, extra base hit per game streak.
Must
for
be nice.
a while, just hitting doubles and homers.
Teoscar
with 5.
Teoscar with 5. I was almost going to put a little counter on here so that it would just stay for every episode we do. We just have
that's hilarious.
The Dodgers home run leaderboard.
You absolutely should.
Because I think Mookie has 6, Teoscar has 5.
Mookie has
Muncy
6.
and Ohtani both have 4.
Yes. That man, James Outman's kind of looking rough at the plate right now. Same with Chris Taylor's looking really rough. That's who I was thinking of. Maybe it's time to put him in a different role, maybe a bench role or something. Well, I guess he has been kind of playing half the games.
Mookie Betts has 1.8 WAR.
That's wild.
In 18 games.
That's crazy. I mean, that's like a 16 WAR pace. I think.
Yeah. 0.1 WAR per game, basically.
Yeah.
16.2 WAR.
Just OPS plus of 213 while playing shortstop at age 31. It's just like, when do we get to the point where he's like in the top 50 players of all time, or top 25 even, if he keeps doing this type of thing?
I don't know. Give him 2 more
crazy what he's
seasons
doing.
Like this, and we'll see.
Yeah, I agree.
I mean, I guess the good thing is we're like, if this top 6 kind of keeps going the way they are, it doesn't really matter who you have hitting 7, 8, 9, to be honest.
True.
Like, then it's just a bonus if any of those guys get on base for Mookie and Shohei.
True.
Then it's just kind of a bonus, but like, yeah, you still have 6 guys with an 800 or higher OPS.
Pretty good.
And like Freddie Freeman will probably bring that up as the year goes on.
Yeah, I can't imagine he'll stay where he is for very long.
Yeah, like he's only hitting 250.
Oh, are you sure? I thought thought I saw 299.
$2.99. Never mind. I was looking. Yeah. He'll get some more. He just doesn't not really slugging much, but
no, he's not. That's okay though. OPS plus a 120 will play still. Maybe not MVP levels of stuff, but he's never really been a homer guy. He just needs to get those doubles up.
Yeah, I mean, like 60 of course he hits home runs, almost 60.
Yeah. 59 doubles. That's wild. That's wild. But the Padres took 2 out of 3 from them in LA. Not a bad series for them.
Padres.
They were scrappy, man. Manny Machado's starting to hit a little bit. He was looking really good. I think he had 2 or 3 home runs this weekend. It seemed like every box score I checked, he had a home run.
Will Smith pissed off Jurickson Profar, so
Yep. Well, it was. Do you follow the Twitter account Baseball Images that precede unfortunate events?
I don't think I follow it, but I like every once in a while I see their stuff shows up on my Twitter feed. I
love that account. They had a picture for that. It was the quote from Will Smith, like saying, "I don't know what he's upset about. We would only throw at someone who is relevant. He's not really. He's basically irrelevant."
Yeah, base clearing.
And that was the
double the next day.
Yep, bases clearing double.
Almost a grand slam.
Yeah, that was close.
Probably a ball
right up against the wall.
Should have been caught by James Outman. I don't know. Could have
been.
That
would have been tough. Regardless.
Kevin Kiermaier would have caught it. Cody Bellinger would have caught it. That's what people were saying. Yeah, Bellinger would have caught it.
Oh my God. Speaking of Belly, he's struggling.
What else is new?
He's not doing well. Yeah.
I'm actually not mad. Like all the guys that the Blue Jays were like looking at picking up for that kind of DH role have none of them have been really doing well. Like Matt Chapman's not doing well. He did the perfect 2023 Blue Jays thing of he grounded into a game-ending double play with the bases loaded the other day for the Giants to lose that game. Something that we did like seemingly every game last year. Who else was it? I forget. But yeah, like Matt Chapman, Solaire's been okay, but not great. Whereas like Justin Turner is the best hitter on the Jays. Even IKF has been doing well.
Justin Turner's been going crazy lately.
He had 3 2-out RBIs yesterday. Like 3 at bats. He went 3 for 3 with 2 outs and drove in a run every time, which is like exactly why we brought him in. If only guys could like get on base more for him. But
yeah. The Blue Jays need that really bad right now. They very, very much need that.
Yeah, like our top 4 OPS is Turner, Davis Schneider, Kevin Biggio, and IKF. Vlad under 700, Springer under 700, Bo Bichette 618, Varsho 608, Alejandro Kirk 429. It's been rough. Kevin Kiermaier looks like he's never swung a baseball bat in his life. So to start the year after having like one of his best offensive seasons ever last year. But we got some reinforcements. Danny Jansen is coming back tonight. They just said he's going to, I don't know if he's starting. They haven't put the lineup out, but he's back up. Brian Servin.
That's pretty big.
Down to AAA. That's huge. Like that's like he went and played like 4 or 5 games in AAA. First game, hit a grand slam. Second game is like a 2 RBI double. I'm like, this is what we need. We need these bats. And then obviously we need like
some of that.
Bo, George, and Vlad to be Bo, George, and Vlad. Like, okay, you guys had under career number of years last year. Like, let's not go even worse than that. Like, which they're all off to just horrible starts. It's just
that's rough.
It's so painful to watch.
Very. I can't imagine.
Yeah.
Can't imagine.
Marcelo Zuna just hitting home runs all the time.
Dude, he's going nuts right now. I did not have that on my bingo card this year. And pretty
Cunha
large home run yesterday. Nope.
Yeah.
Braves, they have the best OPS in baseball right now without Acuna hitting a home run.
Jared Kelenic, 986 OPS. What?
Yep.
I mean, he hasn't played.
Yep.
He's been playing half the time-ish, it looks like.
About half. He's been contributing when he can, when he has been on the field. Adam Duvall, that was a great reunion. Very great reunion. I can't believe that Marcell Ozuna is tied for the National League in home runs, or tied for baseball in home runs. That's kind of nuts, man. Did not have that on my
leading
bingo
the
card.
National League. Yep. I didn't even realize he had
tied for the
7.
majors.
Like, I had seen he had hit a couple, and then I looked at the box score yesterday, and it was his 7th, and I was like, whoa, I didn't realize.
Life comes at you fast.
That's what he does. I mean, that's why he kept him over Ohtani, right?
Yeah.
That's why he didn't go get Ohtani, because Marcell Ozuna is going to hit 3 times as many home runs as him.
Yeah, it's he doesn't have the doubles that Shohei has, but it's been crazy.
Doubles don't always put runs on the board.
Not always. And Austin Riley still hasn't really got it going either. So there's 2 dudes who are just kind of like look out in the top 10 of the MVP at the end of the year. They're usually there, or at least they have been in the past 2 years or so. So they haven't gotten it going yet, but they're pitching just after losing Strider, and Charlie Morton is 40. Chris Sale has looked pretty good. I mean, he gave up a couple more runs than you want to Miami, but there were a couple ball strike calls that would have could have gone either way. That would have kept him from giving up a 3-run double to Brian De La Cruz. But dude, there's one guy in the National League who is shoving right now, and it is Shota Imanaga.
Hasn't
Have you seen him
yet? I don't think, from what I've heard. I haven't watched any of his starts, but I saw he's 3 starts, no runs.
Crazy, man. That
15
that
and a
rotation.
third, 16 Ks.
Javier, really good. I wonder, his FIP is 155, so it's not like it's just him getting lucky. And Javier Assad looks pretty good. Jordan Wicks is doing okay. Like, I don't know much about Jordan Wicks, but just looking at his line right now, yes, his ERA is 5.68. FIP is 2.38. And he struck out 19 guys in 12 2/3. That is good for a 13.5 K per 9, which is pretty good.
Yeah.
Just a tad okay.
Not bad.
And I mean, their lineup has gotten a lot deeper with Michael Busch's kind of like emergence. I mean, no one's really going crazy besides him and Seiya Suzuki right now. But if Ian Happ gets it going, if Morel kind of pops off a little bit more, Dansby Swanson's performing, around what he usually does. And if Cody Bellinger gets hot or finds it again, who knows if he'll actually find it again, actually. But they're 9-6. I didn't really realize that.
Yeah, they've been playing well. Yeah, I mean,
Kyle Hendricks has not been pitching well.
I just hope Cody Bellinger doesn't play well, because we didn't put him on our team. But see what happens, because that contract, if he doesn't play well, then he's just going to be a Cub for another couple of years. And then who knows?
He can thank Scott Boras for that one.
Speaking of Scott Boras, see, Jordan Montgomery said, "Nah, this ain't it. This ain't it, brother."
I love that.
I'm out of here.
I love that. That is awesome. Good for him. That's every one of the Boras 4 just got hosed basically on what they wanted. It's crazy. So it's going to be interesting to see how that plays out over the next couple of years.
And I don't know if if you want to chalk it up to them not really being in spring training at all for any of these teams, but none of them are playing well so far. Like Blake Snell hasn't been pitching well. Matt Chapman hasn't been doing much, and Bellinger hasn't been doing anything. I mean, Montgomery hasn't pitched yet, I don't think. I don't know
Yeah. I think
what his plan is or what the Diamondbacks' plan is with him, but
maybe Snell. I might have to chalk it up to him not getting a spring training or so. Maybe for him, just because he signed like right at opening day or so. So I think it might be smart for Arizona to, work Jordan Montgomery a little bit more, give him some more simulated games or whatever. And I wonder when he's gonna make his first start.
I don't know. I feel like I hadn't heard anything about him since he signed with them, except until now when he changed his agency.
Agreed. And it was kind of like, I was surprised how quickly Snell got on the mound. I know he started yesterday, but I had no idea that was his second. That was his second start.
Yeah.
I did not know that.
Yeah, he alrea's had two, and yeah, not
the best.
Not the best.
Not against the best teams either. One against the Nats yesterday.
Tampa,
yesterday
didn't he pitch against Tampa? Tampa's a weird team because like I don't know if they're good or not, but they also can play well. Like they have, especially hitters. They have guys that can slap the ball around and all of a sudden put up 8 or 9 runs on you in a game.
They do. They have not been hitting of late. They have the 20th best team OPS. They really need to get Yandy Diaz and Arozarena going. Maybe call up Junior Caminero? Maybe. Their pitching's been rough though. 4th to last ERA, and their FIP isn't much better. It's 4.87 compared to their 5.06 ERA. So this might not be the year for the Rays.
My goodness,
I don't want that.
I need some of the AL East teams to be bad for the Blue Jays to have any chance.
True.
Like there are some good things to like with our team, but then there's some just glaring. It's like the good isn't good enough to outweigh what's been looking really bad so far. Like obviously Gossman, we need Kevin Gossman to be Kevin Gossman, not to have an 11.5 ERA through 3 starts, and not even he's barely pitched over 9 innings and through 3 games. And then obviously just like the top of our order, just
looking not so great.
Not so
great right now. But you know who's looking great lately at the top of their lineup? Tony Two Bags. Anthony Rendon.
Has he been?
He's actually starting to hit. He is actually starting to hit. It is a sight to see. I think he hit 2 hits yesterday, 2 hits the day before. He's working his OPS close back up to 600. And that is saying something, especially with his like 0 for 20 start. And then the Angels faithful gave him a standing ovation after his first base knock, which was a screaming infield single. So that was enough for his season to get turned around. Tony Two Bags.
Hey, he's got as many hits as Bo Bichette right now. So there you go. They both have 12 hits. And Vladdy.
There you go. And Taylor Ward's been actually hitting the cover off the ball. Speaking of the Angels. And same thing with Logan O'Hoppe. It's like their lineup is so up and down. They got 3 guys in that lineup with an OPS over 900. And then everyone else has an OPS under 600. So if there's any consistency up and down that lineup, they'd probably be doing a lot better than 7 and 8. It's actually crazy that they're 7 and 8 with those types of numbers, and they're in second place.
Hey, I
And
said it. These Angels have nothing to lose. Nobody expected anything from this team, so they can only exceed the no expectations that they have.
true. And dude, can we talk about Reed Detmers for a second?
Yes.
He's going crazy right now. I knew he was doing well. I did not know he was doing this well. He's got 3 starts with a 1.04 ERA, a 1.46 FIP, 26 strikeouts in 17 and a third inning with only 1 walk, or not 1 walk, 6 walks. 6 walks. But only 8 base hits. 8 hits given up in those 17 and a third innings. That is quite a start. That's a hell of a start.
Well, there's another guy in the AL West who's having a hell of a start too. Paul Blackburn.
Yes, sir.
I didn't realize this until basically an hour ago. I was looking at some stats. I'm like, this guy hasn't allowed a run yet in 3 starts.
Has he not?
No.
I knew he was doing all right, but
19 and a third.
0 ERA.
11 hits, 3 walks, 11 strikeouts, 0 ERA.
That's a sight to see.
One
That's
point-
a sight to see, man.
1.4
How
WAR for Paul Blackburn.
that's crazy. I wonder, you think he finishes the year with Oakland?
I thought you were going to say, do you think he finishes the year with a 0 ERA?
No.
Who knows? I honestly, is this his last year, his contract year?
I want to say no.
That might
I don't know.
determine things.
Maybe. I think it's going to be close. I feel like it's either this year or next year.
But I don't know.
Earliest free agent 2026.
Oh yeah, so he's got another full year after this year.
He's got next year. Yeah. I would say. I mean, this is
if he's still pitching like this, might as well get something for him. Get something pretty good if you have a whole another year to offer to teams of him.
For real. I mean, his trade value will go down the further down the years we go. But who knows? He might not be pitching like this in a couple months. But I would love for that to happen. I would love for him to be pitching like this. That's awesome.
I want Oakland to be good, just because I think it'd be funny.
I do too. It would. I think it would. I don't think they're gonna. I think they're gonna finish better than last in the majors.
Better.
I think
better than last in the majors. Well, the White Sox are finishing last in the majors, I think. So
I think it's going to be a race between them and the Rockies, but I do think they will end up pulling out the W on that, or L, probably L in that perspective.
Actually, Miami also, I think, is going to be they're going to be fighting for that too.
Dude, I got a bone to pick with Miami. I have a bone to pick with Miami. Max Meyer, absolute stud on the mound, shoved against the Braves, shoved against the team with the highest OPS. What does he get in return in that injury-riddled rotation? He gets rewarded with a trip back to AAA today. That is just shameful for the Marlins. It does not make any sense. Yeah, I know they're not in any position to compete right now, or at least they don't, not assuming they can, even though they just made the playoffs last year. But still, put your best dudes out there. Like, he looked filthy. And I know this has got to be a service time manipulation thing. So that is just so lame. I mean, what more do you want to see? He shoved against the best lineup OPS-wise in the majors. Like, what are we doing here, Miami? Ever since Kim Ng got threatened with a demotion, basically, and she left, it has been an absolute disaster class in that front office and the decisions they've made. It is terrible. What are we doing, Miami? What are we doing?
It's just unserious. It's just Just unserious.
It's stupid. It's
It
stupid.
is.
Same thing. Same thing with the Orioles not having Jackson Holiday up in the majors. Although he has struggled out the gate. I mean, there was just nothing more to see really from him in AAA.
Yeah, we'll see. I'm sure he'll start to get going a little bit here soon, and then we'll all remember why he's there.
I believe it.
But yeah, I don't know. That's the the whole issue with the way baseball's set up, right? Like they want to keep if they're not really like selling tickets or making them that much money here, and like Holiday you think would for Baltimore, but especially with the new ownership and stuff, I think they'll be obviously a little more inclined to bring their young stars up to play. But
I do too. I'm glad they have new ownership. I really am.
Yeah, it's such a weird situation, like because you just don't see it really in other sports. Like
You don't, yeah.
you don't.
I feel like it's weird that you can keep them just a couple more weeks in the minors and then call them up and then get a full year of service time. That's what doesn't make sense to me. And I'm almost nervous that if they do change the rule to be like, you have to keep them down for half a year to get that extra full year of service time. I'm worried that they'll keep them down for half a year now. Like if that's just like,
Yeah.
I know there hasn't been talked, or at least to my knowledge, there hasn't been talks for a rule change to happen for that situation. But off the top of my head, like I feel like they need to either make it longer, like a longer time. You got to keep them in the minors, but who knows what the owners will do? They don't really care. It seems like to leave them down there for half a year when they don't need to be. So
No, because it's just another year before you have to actually pay them.
yeah,
If you can keep them down as long as possible and pay them as little as possible when they need to produce as much as possible,
yep,
it only really benefits the owners. So
it does. It's like you're in win now mode. If you're in win now mode, there's no question you should be putting the best possible roster up there.
yeah, we'll see. We'll see how he does over in Baltimore. They got such a, their team's really matchup based, like, and I mean, they're like, all these kids are pretty good.
They're all nasty. They're all nasty. I'm excited to see
some pitching depth.
That's what I was saying. That's what I was about to say. It's weird that they have so many position players coming up through the pipeline, but to my knowledge, no pitching outside of Grayson Rodriguez was ever on that top 100 list. Bless you. Or was Eddie on? I don't know.
A cough. Yeah, I don't know what they're like pitching because they traded DL Hall, who I think was like one of their kind of up and comers.
Yeah. He actually faced the Orioles yesterday. Did not go well. Gave up 3 bombs.
None to Jackson Holiday.
That's none to Jackson Holiday, but Adley got his first, which is good to see. So hopefully he can keep them coming.
I want them to be bad. I can't help it.
I know you do. I
just want everybody in the AL East to be bad. So that the Jays' mediocrity can.
Why can't they all be good and the Blue Jays just a little bit better?
No. That would be fine if we were playing well. Like if we were
true.
If the potential had ever been reached with this 2020s lineup, things could have been so much better. But they still got a chance. Yeah, they still got a chance. They got a chance, but it's like year after. This is like the 4th straight year of this stuff, so it's not like it's been half a season.
I feel. Why didn't they bring back Brandon Belt? That would have made so much sense. He went off last year for him.
I mean, he's not even like there's only that one spot, like, and Justin Turner's been better than Brandon Belt was last year.
Throw Justin Turner at third and put Belt back in the DH spot. That's what
I
I
don't
would
know, man. I
think
was
of.
watching. He's played third for like a few innings this year, and I don't really want
Bad.
Justin. I don't want Justin Turner. That guy's 39. Like he's not. Like IKF has looked really good at third base. Like he's defensively, he's more than serviceable. Ernie Clement too.
Good old Earn. Good old Earn.
Yeah,
Earn
we'll
in
see.
his spot.
What I need, I mean, we got Danny Jansen back tonight. I need Joey Votto to like figure out whatever's going on and then like come play for us for a bit.
I forgot about that.
We get hopefully Eric Swanson and Jordan Romano back right away too. Can help out the bullpen a little bit because
true that.
Half of our bullpen has been amazing and the other half has been not amazing. So we'll see.
Word.
It's more been our starters. Like Nate Pearson hasn't allowed a run yet for some reason. Yimi Garcia's looked nasty
the other day.
Yeah.
Is it Yimmy or Jimmy?
Jimmy. I don't know. They pronounce it kind of like a J. That's what he says it is. So I should say that, but
I see.
But I digress. That enough about my Blue Jays ranting that it always turns into every week. I can't.
That's all right, man.
It's just what I watch the most. It's what I pay the most attention to. So that's what I have the most to say about.
True. I'll rein it in. Like when that happens, we'll rein it back to other things if necessary. It's not always necessary. Blue Jays are very relevant. Jays are very, very relevant.
We'll see. They're going to be relevant either in the standings or in the trade market by the time like late July comes. I think that's what it's going to be. It's going to be like, oh, they're doing really well. Let's make a playoff push. Or it's going to be like, which one gets traded, Vlad or Bo? That's what's. Those are the two ways that this season is going to go.
Yikes. Rough. I have an idea for a new segment at the end of our podcast.
Segment me.
What was our favorite moment of the past, like of the day before, the games beforehand? So, or the past week or so, whatever in between now and the last time we podcasted, what's been our favorite baseball moment? It could be, we could make it a rule like we can't name our favorite teams. We could maybe do one for our favorite teams and one for our non-favorite teams.
All right.
We should do that. We could do that.
Do you have a favorite moment from the last few days or the last week?
I have a favorite moment from yesterday that's not my team related.
What was that?
It is Andrew McCutchen hitting his 300th home run yesterday.
He did do that.
Yes.
Congratulations, Kutch.
Yes. Very well done. Well deserved. Well deserved. 300's a lot. 300's a lot. And Kutch seems like a good dude. Just like a really good dude. Very fun to be around. And, probably one of the best players to put on a Pittsburgh Pirates uniform.
Yeah. Especially
so hats off to him. It's been a hell of a career.
Years.
Yeah. Hell of a career so far.
Well, salute to you, Andrew McCutchen.
Salute, Andrew McCutchen. Take a bow. Take a bow. You should feel honored. I don't think I even have one Braves related. Have we maybe it was actually I don't
that
think I
Ozuna home run yesterday is a pretty big deal.
Yeah, that was
game was over.
Nice. That's probably the most memorable for sure. Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I think that'll have to be mine. Do you have any to come off the top of your head?
I mean, watching the extra innings, the end of that Yankees Cleveland game was pretty exciting, especially because the Yankees lost, so that made me happy. For the Blue Jays, I don't know. It might have been. I mean, it's the game we lost to Seattle, but later inning, absolute moonshot from Vladdy to tie it up in like the sixth or seventh, I think. Then we lost in extras after having the bases loaded in the bottom of the ninth. But
oh no,
Oh, it was, yeah, bases loaded, 1 out. Alejandro Kirk actually hit a ball in the air for like the first time and flew out. And then Ernie Clement had like just about hit the little blooper, but Polanco was there. And then we gave up like 6 runs in the 10th or something. First pitch, Blue Jay killer, Cal Raleigh, probably my most hated player in the league right now.
I feel like we should remind you that this is supposed to be a happy moment.
I was talking.
I'm just kidding. I'm sorry. I thought it was a good time for a joke. My bad.
It was happy when Vlad hit that. I like stood up out of my chair. I was excited. We'll see.
Sorry.
Maybe Danny Jansen will give me something to be happy about tonight.
I hope so. We'll be talking about Danny Jansen next time we do this segment.
Hopefully.
Yeah. I'm excited. They need something. They need a spark, man. Whether it's him or... Do you know what Joey Votto's doing down there in AAA right now?
I think he's still like recovering from his rolled ankle in the end of spring training.
Dude, who put that bat there?
Yeah. Comes out, hits a home run off Zach Wheeler, trips on a bat, never to be seen again.
Did Zach Wheeler do it in the middle of Joey Votto's home run trot?
He must have. It's the only thing that would make sense.
I feel like he did.
Oh, all right, my friend. Is there anything else you want to add for today?
I'm sure there's always something, but I can't remember.
There's always something. But sometimes you just don't remember. That's just a life lesson.
More of like an all the time situation in my mind.
You're busy.
There's a lot going on up there.
You're too busy.
This is true. I wish I was less busy, but my busyness is mostly good. It's like 95% the good type of busyness, so I should not even complain.
I mean, I don't think
even
you're
work
complaining. I wouldn't call it complaining.
I can sometimes. I can go on a roll every now and then.
I like it.
I can go on a negative rant.
Oh, I can. I know that.
Every now and then. Mostly about MLB The Show.
I know. I miss when you used to stream and you'd go on your rants, and then all of a sudden you just wouldn't be streaming anymore.
We can thank Ramon for that one. Thank SDS. Yeah. After MLB The Show 20 and 21, I didn't have that problem with the game, at least. But well done, SDS.
The glory days.
You got me off the media.
Glory days.
I wish someone would have told me I was in the good old days while I was in them.
It's never going to be what it was.
Never. But that's okay. We'll always.
It is okay.
There's always something to look back to.
Just been like, everybody just needs to just chill out. It's a video game. Like fucking. There's things you don't like. That's fine. If you want to play something else, that's fine. Hopefully they learn from their mistakes, but
I'm actually lucky enough that I wasn't at the point where I was in too deep in that streaming biz where I felt like I needed to keep going.
I feel like you could have streamed other things and people would have still like it would maybe have been a bit of a setback, but depending on what it was, people just, I think you're
I appreciate it. The problem is, like, I don't like gaming that much anymore. So
just be a variety. Just be a talking streamer.
Just chatting guy.
Just chatting.
I like my antisocial moments too.
Hot tub streamer.
Kind of a nothing that can make me more social than a hot tub.
Hot tub noob.
Hot tub noob.
It's coming.
That's hilarious.
You heard it here first.
That sounds gross. Let's not say that anymore. That sounds gross. Sorry, everyone.
Tub noob sounds better, I think, than noob tub, but we'll just either way.
Tub noob. Tub noob does sound way better. Way more.
On that note, everyone.
Yes.
Thanks for tuning in. We appreciate you all.
You're welcome for the mental images. And if you're a listener on Spotify, use your imagination.
Hell yeah. You can watch it on Spotify too.
You can?
Yep. You can watch it and
listen
to it. The video gets uploaded to Spotify. That's all I know. I'm pretty sure.
You may got me by a couple of years, but I'm pretty sure you're way more hip than I am.
I don't know about that.
I can say that for sure.
Oh, a kid's coming out of his room. That means it's time to go, everyone. Have a great day.
Later, everyone. Peace.